Let us begin with a provocation that will unsettle the quiet professionals among you. You believe that if you do excellent work, you will be recognized. You believe that your results speak for themselves. You believe that you can afford to be modest, to let your output be your only ambassador. This is a dangerous and increasingly obsolete fantasy. The modern professional landscape is saturated with competence. A competent CV is no longer a differentiator, it is a minimum entry requirement. The market does not reward quiet competence, it rewards perceived value. And perceived value is not an automatic byproduct of performance, it is a deliberate construction. Your reputation is not what you do, it is what people say you do when you are not in the room. If you are not actively managing that narrative, it will be managed for you by competitors, by gossip, or by the deafening silence of indifference. This is the foundational truth of personal branding. It is not about self-promotion, it is about self-preservation. In a world of information overload, the average decision-maker forms an impression of you in under 7 seconds. That impression is based not on your actual achievements, but on the signals you have chosen to broadcast. If you have not chosen them consciously, you have chosen them unconsciously, and unconscious signals are almost always weaker than deliberate ones. Now, let us dissect the psychology of brand equity as applied to the individual. In corporate finance, brand equity is the premium that a product commands because of its perceived value, independent of its functional utility. A Rolex tells time as accurately as a $20 Casio, but it commands a premium because of the narrative surrounding it, the heritage, the craftsmanship, the status. The individual operates on the same principle. Your functional utility, your skills, your experience is the Casio. Your personal brand is the Rolex. The difference between the two is the difference between being hired as a commodity and being sought after as a solution. The commodity is replaceable. The solution is indispensable. Building a personal brand is the process of transforming yourself from a fungible asset into a unique intellectual property. This is not vanity, it is economic strategy. The data is unequivocal. Professionals with a strong personal brand command 20 to 30% higher fees than their equally competent peers. They are offered better opportunities, larger networks, and greater autonomy. They are not working harder, they are working leveraged. Their reputation does the heavy lifting before they even enter the room. Meet a character you have not encountered before. We will call her Nadia. Nadia is a 38-year-old corporate lawyer in Sydney, specializing in cross-border M&A. She is brilliant. She has handled deals worth billions. She is also invisible. She does not speak at conferences. She does not publish articles. She has not updated her LinkedIn profile in 4 years. She believes that her work speaks for itself. In her firm, she is known as a reliable workhorse, a competent but anonymous operator. When a major partner retired, the succession conversation did not include her. A younger, less experienced male colleague with a fraction of her track record was promoted over her. His secret? He had built a reputation. He wrote a monthly newsletter on M&A trends. He was quoted in the financial press. He had a visible presence that made him seem larger than his actual contributions. He had branded himself as the future of the practice. Nadia had not. She was furious. She felt betrayed by the system. But the system was not the problem. Her philosophy was. She had assumed that the market was a meritocracy. It is not. It is a narrative economy. The person who controls the narrative controls the outcome. Nadia had ceded control. Nadia's story is a textbook case of the perception-reality gap. Her actual competence was high. Her perceived competence was low. This gap is the most common career derailer in the professional world. The solution is not to become a narcissist. It is to become a strategic communicator. Nadia, eventually, after months of resentment, took action. She hired a communications coach. She began writing short, sharp LinkedIn posts on regulatory changes in her field. She did not brag, she provided value. Her posts were not self-congratulatory, they were educational. She started attending industry events, not to network superficially, but to offer her perspective in panel discussions. She was not trying to be famous, she was trying to be known by the people who matter. Within a year, her reputation had shifted. She was invited to speak at a major conference. A headhunter reached out about a senior role at a rival firm. She did not get the promotion she originally wanted, but she became a strong candidate for a lateral move to a better position. The work had not changed, the narrative had changed. She had finally understood that visibility is not the enemy of authenticity, it is the vehicle for it. Your brand is not a mask, it is your curated transparency. It is the version of yourself that you want to amplify.
Let us now explore the mechanics of brand architecture. A personal brand is not a single element, it is a constellation of signals. Your LinkedIn profile is one node, your public speaking engagements are another. Your written content, articles, tweets, posts is another. Your visual presence, the way you dress, the photos you choose is another. All of these elements must cohere into a single, unmistakable theme. What is the one sentence that describes the value you deliver? If you cannot articulate it in 10 words, your audience cannot either. This is your elevator pitch, but it is not a pitch, it is a signature. Nadia's signature became, "I simplify complex cross-border deals for mid-market companies." This was clear, specific, and valuable. It told her audience exactly who she is and who she is not. The goal of branding is not to attract everyone, it is to repel the wrong people and attract the right ones. A generic brand attracts no one. A specific brand attracts the right people with the force of a magnet. The process of branding is the process of strategic narrowing. You must be willing to say no to opportunities that do not fit your brand. You must be willing to be misunderstood by some so that you can be deeply understood by the right few. Let us delve into the psychology of social proof and its role in brand building. Social proof is the cognitive bias that leads us to trust what others trust. When you have a visible brand, it signals to the market that you are credible. The easiest way to build a brand is not to talk about yourself, it is to have others talk about you. This is why guest posting, podcast appearances, and testimonials are so powerful. They are third-party validations. Nadia started offering to write guest articles for industry publications. She did not pitch herself, she pitched ideas that were relevant to the publication's audience. Once she was published, she shared the link with her network. She also started a modest practice of sending thank you notes to people who had influenced her, not to ask for favors, but to build genuine goodwill. Over time, these relationships began to reciprocate. A senior partner at a major law firm publicly praised her analysis on a LinkedIn thread. That one comment from a person of high status was more valuable than 100 self-promotional posts. Brand equity is built through a network of endorsements. It cannot be faked, it must be earned, but it must also be systematized. You cannot rely on serendipity. You must create conditions under which others feel compelled to testify to your value. Now, let us address the primary objection to personal branding, the fear of appearing arrogant or self-promotional. This is a cultural bias, particularly prevalent in British and Australian professional cultures where modesty is prized. But this modesty is often a mask for avoidance. The fear of being seen as arrogant is a fear of visibility, and visibility is necessary for survival in a competitive marketplace. The solution is to reframe your brand as service. You are not promoting yourself, you are sharing value. When you post a thoughtful analysis of an industry trend, you are not boasting, you are contributing to a collective intelligence. When you speak at a conference, you are not performing, you are helping the audience solve a problem. The shift from a me-centric to a you-centric brand eliminates the discomfort. Nadia stopped framing her content around her achievements and started framing it around her insights. She wrote, "Here is a framework that saved my client $50 million, not, I am a brilliant lawyer." The former is useful, the latter is insufferable. The service model is the antidote to arrogance.
Let us talk about the long game of personal branding. This is not a sprint, it is a marathon. You cannot build a reputation in a week. You build it through consistent, high-quality output over years. This is the principle of compounding reputation. Each piece of content, each conversation, each talk is a deposit in your reputational bank account. The withdrawals come when you need a new job, a new client, or a new opportunity. If you have made enough deposits, the withdrawal is effortless. If you have not, the withdrawal is impossible. Nadia learned this lesson the hard way. She had spent 15 years making no deposits. She had to spend 2 years making aggressive deposits just to catch up. The disciplined professional starts making deposits early, not because they are ambitious, but because they are prudent. They understand that reputation is the only asset that cannot be taken from you by a recession, a layoff, or a bad manager. It is portable wealth. It travels with you. It is the ultimate career insurance. Now, let us examine the digital footprint as a component of brand equity. In the age of Google, your brand is not what you say it is what the search results say it is. If you search your name and find a random social media post from 2012, you are leaving your reputation to chance. The proactive individual conducts a brand audit every quarter. They Google themselves. They check their LinkedIn for accuracy. They ensure that their public profiles align with their current objectives. They also ensure that they are publishing content that pushes the old, irrelevant content down the search results. This is not narcissism, it is hygiene. Your digital footprint is the first impression you make on 90% of your professional contacts. If it is not curated, it is a liability. Nadia, after her initial awakening, spent a weekend cleaning up her digital presence. She deleted outdated profiles. She updated her professional photo. She wrote a clear, compelling bio. She began publishing a weekly article. Within 6 months, her name was associated with her field, not with a dead profile from a job she had left a decade ago.
Let us consider the emotional resilience required to build a brand. When you put yourself out there, you will attract criticism. You will be misunderstood. You will be trolled. This is the price of visibility. The Stoic response is to treat criticism as data, not as identity. Some criticism is valid. Much of it is projection. You must develop a filter. Take the signal, ignore the noise. Nadia received her first critical comment on a LinkedIn post. A competitor accused her of oversimplifying a complex issue. She felt a surge of defensive anger. She paused. She responded calmly, acknowledging the nuance, and thanked the commenter for the perspective. She did not delete the comment, she engaged with it. This response enhanced her credibility. It showed that she was not fragile. It showed that she could handle dissent. This is the hallmark of a strong brand. It is not brittle, it is resilient. It can absorb attack and remain standing. The fear of criticism is the enemy of visibility. The solution is not to avoid criticism, it is to become immunized to it. Now, let us pivot to the productization of your brand. A strong personal brand is not just a reputation, it is a portfolio. Your brand should generate tangible assets: a blog, a newsletter, a podcast, a book, a course. These assets are not just credibility markers, they are distribution channels. They allow you to reach a wider audience without trading your time for money. They are the engine of leverage. Nadia, after 2 years of consistent content creation, had amassed a library of articles that she compiled into a digital guide. She sold it on her website. It was not a bestseller, but it generated passive income and further established her authority. She was no longer just a lawyer, she was a thought leader. The difference is subtle, but significant. A lawyer charges by the hour. A thought leader charges by the problem. The thought leader is not competing on price, they are competing on value. The brand is the bridge between the commodity and the premium. So here is your final, irrevocable instruction. Tonight, you will not wait. You will open a blank document. You will write your brand statement,
a single sentence that captures the specific problem you solve, for whom, and the unique approach you bring. You will not use jargon. You will not use vague words like strategic or innovative. You will be concrete. Then, you will commit to a publishing schedule, one piece of substantive content per week for the next 12 weeks. It can be a LinkedIn post, a blog, a video, or a podcast. The format is irrelevant. The consistency is everything. You will not ask for permission. You will not wait for inspiration. You will treat it like a professional obligation because it is. Your future self, 5 years from now, will either thank you for having built a fortress of reputation or will curse you for having cowered in the shadows. The choice is not between risk and safety. It is between risk and obsolescence. The quiet professional is a dying breed. They are being replaced by the visible professional. Not because the visible professional is better, but because the visible professional is known. You have the power to be known. You have the medium. You have the time. The only missing ingredient is the decision. Make it tonight. Your brand is not optional. It is survival. Start building it before the market builds it for you.